Today we're going to be working on the Bryce Snowman. It's in projects, second quarter. I'm just going to be going over these things with you. In the Bryce Snowman folder, you'll see a lot of different resources, but here are the requirements initially. You're going to make an eyes, you're going to make a set of eyes, a nose, a mouth, body, arms made from symmetrical lattice, background, 2 accessories, for example, hat, scarf, shovel, vacuum cleaner, something besides the arms, the eyes, nose, and stuff like that. Starting to make objects. All materials must be labeled and have a material. In other words, don't leave them default gray. And you must have at least one Boolean shape that I can clearly see, recognizable. In other words, I see that cutout. You're going to render the scene in the view you would like to choose, and when it's fully rendered, save it correctly to the correct folder, okay? This will save 2 files. One's the Bryce document, you know that, and one is the BMP. All right, upload both of them, the Bryce file and the BMP. We're going to open up the Bryce Snowman documents. Here are the requirements again. Here's an assessment. Here's some examples. Your Bryce workspace notes and your shortcuts and menus that we already have in the practice folder. All right, take a look at those examples. They're kind of fun. But one of the things I want to show you initially is how to make the snowman itself. Okay, I'm going to delete all this stuff from my Bryce Bling and show you how to start off. You're going to start off by creating a sphere. All right, I'm going to reset my views. I got my sphere. I'm going to duplicate it, make another sphere, move it up slightly, scale it down, duplicate, make another sphere. Look, I already got a snowman. The best material for this is going to be tundra. So if we go into materials and we look for terrains, there's a snowy terrains. And from my experience, the snowy terrains, tundra looks the best on a snowman. It looks like packed snow. So I'm going to check that off. And already you can see I've got a cool looking snowman going. Now the whole point of this exercise, or this project, is that we're understanding how to position things in Bryce. Double check to make sure you're in your director's chair and that you have set this to center to selection. That will allow you, center to selection will allow you to kind of scroll around the object itself. Okay, and you can see it from all angles, including the tilde 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So when we are looking at this, reset my views again, I am going to make a set of eyes. You can use stones, or what are these, rocks, stones. That's a tree, don't need it. Making a stone. If you need to select it, here's a selection menu down here. I've selected the sphere. It looks like the stone's inside that sphere, so I'm going to go down to the stone itself, find it, and then I can move it. Take a look at it from the side, from the top. Control plus to zoom in. Move it in front because I know that over in this direction down here is where the director's chair is. Scale it down, edit, scale down. And it's the darker one is the circle or the sphere that's on top, right? So I can place that in there. This looks like it's being placed inside of the sphere a little bit and in the head itself. But now look, to make sure certain, go to 2, 3, zoom in here. Yep, it looks like it's up there. Maybe I want to make it a little bit wider. Change this material to coal. 4. All right, it looks like it's positioned correctly in there. I dig it. Maybe I'll duplicate it and put it on the other side. Control D. Make another one over there. Okay, make certain that you double check and render this to make sure that they're not on the inside of the head, because sometimes that will happen. I would use a cone to make the your carrot. All right, position it correctly, and then for the arms, you're going to use symmetrical lattice. Now this is important. Go to the symmetrical lattice. Go to the edit menu, and this is going to help you to practice using the brushes. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. Set my preview size to about 512, but give me a bigger canvas. I'm going to make a new document, and then I'm going to scale down my brush I want it to be, here is the hardness of the brush. If you have it too hard, it's going to be very straight-sided. But if I lower the hardness, it's going to make it a little bit more rounded. All right, a little bit more natural and organic looking. You can bump up the pace at which the ink comes out of that pen or that brush. All right, and this is the maximum height. If you want to keep that maximum height down around the middle, that makes sure that it's not that big. If you set the height down to nothing down here, that is actually going to allow you to erase. So now I'm going to erase these other parts, or just say new and draw it again from the middle. Brush, make it smaller, make an arm looking like a branch on a tree. Check it off, and there it is. It's in the middle of the sphere. I'm going to move it to the side a bit, squish it down, and as you turn it towards yourself, when you, just like you did with the Bryce bling, we squished it down. I'm now going to work on positioning where it should be. Now I've got a good looking arm. I'm going to change its material from default gray, materials, material library, and I believe vegetation, wood works really well. You can figure out what kind of wood you want to do. Birch wood's good. And that's how you're going to start creating this scene. All right, think about the background and think about putting in mountains or whatever else you want to do, a snowy plain, maybe a house, whatever else you want to do.